Hi everybody, it's Becky, late bloomer abroad, here with an update on my round the world trip in 2022. The good news is I'm still retiring at the end of December. The bad news is, even though COVID was getting better, now the Delta variant is causing havoc, and numbers almost everywhere are starting to go up again. Now I'm vaccinated, yes, the people around me are vaccinated, but it's still a worry. I still don't want to catch it, and many countries won't even let me in. So this week I canceled a trip back east, slotted for late October, and I canceled my airline ticket to Hong Kong in January. They're not going to let me in. Hong Kong is not going to let me in by January. There's no indication that they're going to open up. And even if I could get into a certain country, will there be enough there that I can go around and see? You know, that's another consideration. I think I have no choice but to shorten the amount of time that I'm going to be traveling and save some of the money that I've saved for the trip for a future trip, probably. And I think the area that is hit the hardest with COVID and that is having the most trouble getting vaccinations for everyone is Asia. So that's the part that probably will need to be deleted from 2022. But here's what we know so far. I'm not going to Hong Kong, and I am going in January instead of going at the end of October for Halloween. I'm going in January to visit my sister and her family in West Virginia. I've always wanted to go for a good chunk of time, and I may spend as long as a month there if they let me. The good news is if they have grandchildren who've not been vaccinated, so I may need to quarantine for 7 to 10 days, however long the CDC recommends. And the good news is they have a basement where I can do that. And then I could enjoy the rest of the time with the family. From there, where would I go? I don't know. I could head to Europe. I could come back to California for a couple of months. I could head to Chiang Mai for those 2 months, to Bangkok and then Chiang Mai for those 2 months. I'm not going to make up my mind, I don't think, until I'm already in West Virginia, because the COVID situation changes so quickly. There's no use me. I won't be making any more reservations ahead of time, so far ahead of time. I will be taking whatever last minute flights I can get wherever I want to go, wherever I think it's safe for me to go. I was really hoping to go to Tbilisi, Georgia, for a good chunk of time, maybe even as long as a month, but they are not doing well with the COVID. They're the dark red. So they're like in the very worst category for COVID, so that's not looking hopeful.
To give you an idea of what is going on worldwide, I'm going to go to the CDC's map. The countries with the lightest color are the ones that the CDC feels is the lowest risk to go to, and as it gets darker, it means more and more risk. You can see the United States is at we're the highest risk country. We weren't, but as people refuse to get the vaccination, and states like Florida even drop the requirements for anyone to wear a mask, now we're back red again. That's a recent development. Just last week, France and Thailand were downgraded to red, to the worst level.
I have cousins in Paris and in Lille, France, and I'm hoping to go to a French language class, maybe for a whole month. I have always wanted to do that. I study French a little bit before my trips, and I get okay while I'm there, and then when I come home, I don't use it and I totally lose it. So I'm hoping that when I first go to Europe, maybe I can take a month of French class and then be able to actually converse more easily with my cousins and strangers. And I'm also visiting my friend Laura and her family, in the south of France. And I would like to most people speak English, but I would like to speak to them in French and not sound like a complete idiot would be my goal. So I just thought I should put an update on here about my plans as they are, and boy, it could certainly change any day, and undoubtedly will. Okay, I hope everybody is keeping safe. We'll just keep doing what the medical community, the experts in pandemics tell us to do, even if it keeps changing because they're learning more and more about the virus. Let's follow what they're saying, and one day we'll come through on the other side. All right, talk to you guys next time there's an update. Bye. Ciao.